Firstly, make sure you know your market. We've actually found that the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise have been extremely helpful in giving us some insider information on market size, possible customers, future opportunities, and we found that extremely useful when looking for next markets to look at investing into. The second thing would be building up relationships. We've actually found that our relationships with customers have been extremely useful. For example, we've actually recently started discussions with a customer up in the UK because we used to deal with the manager when he worked in Australia. So I think personal relationships are actually quite important. Make sure you're persistent but not too persistent. Listening to the experts talking this morning, so Sarah from Trilogy, I really took on a lot what she was saying. I think it was good to understand how she's managed to develop her business in other markets outside of New Zealand. I think they've got a great business strategy, and it's quite useful. Even though we're in a completely different field, we're in FMCG, and from food background, it would actually be really good to take some of those skincare philosophies and try and put them into our food environment. I think for us it's people. We've got to get people. We currently we've only got myself and my manager that's looking after global exports, and I think from what I've learnt so far today is if we want to build on that, we need to get out there. We need to actually get people on the ground in these countries that we want to look at moving into and start building personal relationships with people in those countries.
Once you enter or look at a market, that you research it really well. So you research not only the market but the infrastructure and the costs of a market. I think the number 2 tip would be the fact that you have to invest in a market. It's actually not a cash cow, so it does cost a lot of money to go into the market. And probably the third one would be that you can't fly sell, so that you really do need to have infrastructure within the market, and you need to have someone there, and you can't actually just fly from New Zealand and expect to sell and then fly home again. The reason that I'm here today is mainly to network and also to get tidbits, because every time that you go to a seminar like this, you always get 1 or 2 things. And at the end of the day, every little bit helps, especially hearing from some of the other businesses who have been on stage and some of the things that they've done or some of the rules that they follow, and it's really just about hearing that and taking it back to your own business. Actually would be internal, believe it or not. So it would actually be about coaching or getting someone who has a lot more experience than we do, and actually working through some of the problems and the hurdles with them. So mentors, coaches, just actually about going out and networking. And I think that's a huge advantage, so that you don't feel like you're doing it on your own and gaining their experience. They've already gone through lots of those problems.
At the moment we're still early days, so we're still mainly New Zealand based, but we also export to Australia, and really part of being here is to sort of understand that early scoping stage of the markets that we need to look at are the States, Canada, Sweden, UK, so yeah, I'm trying to get the ideas from the conference. For me, it's understanding how to get those distributors, the right distributors, and the investment that needs to go behind that. For us, it's making sure that we've got our systems and our timelines in place, so that when we do put the products overseas, we know that the products are the right quality and are going to arrive on time. So that's been a major challenge for the company. It's inspirational when you see the guys who've gone overseas and done it quickly. It's just broad. It's to gather as much information as I can, really. For us, exporting is going to be something that we look at more and more over the next 2 to 3 years. So by 3 years, we want to be at that level. So this stage is really about information gathering and starting to get some networking.